Hmm.
Good evening, ballers. Welcome to the 42nd episode of the Stepback. It's your host, Leon Tompkins, my main man, Jacob Moses, uh, here kicking off week 3 of the NBA, going over some big news, got some big trade and a lot of beef and some postponements going on. How you feeling, bro?
I am feeling good. Episode 42, the David Lee edition in the building. But everything's going well, man. There's a lot of stuff going on, especially with your squad. BK, they made the blockbuster move. Good call by you 3 weeks ago. You said you wanted it to happen. Now it's here. Let's get into it, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we sure do. We got the Nets and Knicks on right now. We got the depleted Nets team at that, with the Harden trade going on. But, you know,
Listen, don't make no damn excuses.
there ain't nobody left
Uh,
on the team.
damn sure ain't.
But, we left off last Wednesday and, it was all good a week ago. Kyrie was feeling good and all of
Hmm.
a sudden he decided to take a week off for personal reasons. He decided he's calling
Facts.
out.
Or we call out, we getting freaking hammered. Like, this is wild.
Yeah, man. A lot of us can't afford that, call out PTO type duty, but it's more, you know, what are you doing? Why are you calling out type deal? We get the third degree, he gets nothing, and you find him at a party with his sister, and you find them on a Zoom call later on. Like,
Oh,
I mean,
you can.
yeah, he doesn't owe us an explanation, but
Mhm,
if you say you do your teammates, I mean, I guess that's all that matters. But
mhm.
it left this really bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
Absolutely, and then you go back to the whole KD. The reason why he came to Brooklyn was because of him, and then I want to know what's going through his mind. Like, what are you doing, or is he okay with it? It's a crazy situation, man. But you gotta expect that, dude. Hold on 1 second. Make sure you can hear me. But you gotta expect it because, dude, you're in New York. It ain't sweet here. I mean, you didn't want to go to the Knicks for this reason, and then you decided to pull this. Dude, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do next? Like, what's gonna happen if you guys are in the playoffs? Are you gonna pull that too? Are you gonna do the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, to go MIA for an entire week, and it's not like it's the first time this has happened with anyone. You look at Dennis Rodman took a week off. You look at James Harden, a most recent example. He took some time off and decided he's going to go party as well. But you know, you knew where he was.
Exactly. He was getting those wings and thighs, as you can see by his weight. Man, I think you're supposed to be in tip top shape or try to be, looking like freaking Oliver Miller. What are you doing, dog?
I mean that's a whole other story in itself because how he handled that situation was god awful. Uh, and as you can see, Cousins and the rest of that team want nothing to do with him, and that was the last straw, which led to where we are today.
Hmm.
But you look at that timeline of the events of Kyrie and KD joining this team, it's
Hmm.
been a complete disaster. Kyrie gets Kenny fired.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Kenny was a good coach for you guys. I really wish you could be here and maybe see the team. And I think they would have been doing a little bit better because it was a whole lot of there he's familiar with everybody. Good guy, good team builder. This is his team. Let's be real. I just didn't see the reason why Kyrie didn't like him. Maybe he wasn't a pushover. Steve Nash, obviously, he's a first, time coach, and then, like you said before in like discussions, this is more of a KD thing than Kyrie. So, and Kyrie's coming out like, oh, it's not my guy, so I don't want him. So, who knows, man, with this whole situation? It's ugly, but it, hey, you guys might still come out top after all this. So, it's still early too.
Yeah, and you mentioned KD. He goes from Curry, the most selfless star in the game, to Kyrie and his complete head case, and just you, you never know what mood you're gonna get from day to day.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
he's wishy washy, man.
yeah, I don't know if he has any remorse yet in coming,
Hmm.
but the over the
Some.
past week, the team definitely showed that it can function with KD, but in order to win a championship, it needs Kyrie here. And this latest stunt just propelled the move forward for Harden because, I like Levert, I like Allen. I'm especially going to miss Allen. But
Hmm.
as I said a few weeks ago, you to win championships, you need superstars. And
Hmm.
this three-headed monster will be a force to be reckoned with if Kyrie ever comes back.
Oh, for sure. I mean, even with Harden and KD, it's going to get you a long way, especially in the East. You're going to win a lot of games. On talent alone, you're going to be fine. But Kyrie just adds that extra oomph to the team. He can break down defenses. Then you got Harden here. You got KD there on other sides of the floor. Both can break you down off the dribble. Both can. They are exceptional free throw shooters. I mean, it's so much power that you guys have right now. But Kyrie, hopefully everything's okay in his mind because he seems like he's fragile there. But if everything is right, you still got a team that can win it all. You still got Shamit. I like Claxton. I really think that he should give that kid some burn if he's not hurt. DeAndre Jordan. Granted, he's still a vet in this league. He'll, find a fountain of youth just a little bit for this season. I like the kid Brown. He can come off the bench and contribute. Um, TLC, good 3-and-D
Yeah,
player. Joe Harris, can't forget about him. Thunder Joe, you can't forget about him, and he can still light it up. And you still got a team. Like it's not like it was a lot of people see it as a bad deal, but if I'm in that position, you're trying to win. I see the window. Your window's short. Like I said, that 3 or 4 year window we talked about, it's there. You got to go for it. So hey, more props to you. I can't hate on it. They're going for it. You have to.
yeah, agreed. So I know there's a lot of talk and a lot of distant memories of the Brooklyn Boston trade.
Hmm.
KG, Pearson, Terry. Now, if you look at that one, they traded for three guys past their prime.
Hmm.
Um, you look at this one, they're still in their prime, and with the option to extend both players. So the draft picks you can afford to give up four. You're
Hmm.
giving up four draft picks. You're swapping the other four.
Hmm.
Where they are in the draft position, it won't matter because you found Levert in the middle first round. You found Jared Allen late first round.
Hmm.
So draft position, I don't really. It's not a deal breaker to me. And one of those four draft picks turned out to be Tatum. So you can say that's a wash.
And Lillard.
I thought Lillard was the Joe Wallace one.
I thought he was in one of the. I think he might have been in that deal. But
No,
yeah,
no, I think that was Joe
was he?
Wallace.
Was he?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And it's easier to replace vets with an established roster rather than trying to
Mhm.
go through draft picks. So you can get players off the cheap with
Absolutely.
contending teams with the mid-level
Hmm.
exception.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Like I said, you guys are really you set up. You're set up to win. I mean, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, and this is what the gamble is for. You acquired all this talent, you developed all this talent. You might as
Hmm.
well cash in. So hey, go for
Hmm.
it.
I just saw Vince's comment. That was great. He saw that jersey more than Kyrie. That was good, Vince. That was real good.
it,
Um,
it's true. I was the last person to wear his jersey.
see, look at you go. Just saying. I mean, but yeah, go ahead. I mean, this is the kind of move that'll get you an extension, but it'll also get you fired. Because if this doesn't work out, Sean Marks, I'll see you later, bro. But hey, you can't say he's not being aggressive. He's not trying to win. New York is a win now market, and this is it. And James Harden. Let's see what he's gonna. It's just gonna be so interesting with three ISO guys. For say
Hmm.
KD, yeah, I can say he's an ISO guy. He can break it down too. But now it gets really interesting. Will you think this is like one of the best, or if it's the best three assembled together of talent that you've seen?
I that that Golden State three was pretty elite, operational
Hmm.
player. But Harden, I think is one of I've always said it's the most gifted scorer of our generation. Well, he's one of them.
Hmm.
The problem is defense is going to be the issue. Defense is already the issue with this Brooklyn team.
Hmm.
But I think what you see here with D'Antoni as an assistant, and remember in the bubble, the Rockets were the number one defensive rated team in the bubble. So maybe
Hmm.
with a smaller lineup, they'll be able to go to their 5 out sets, really utilize this tandem. Maybe better offense will lead to better defense. I mean, it's wishful thinking on my part, but we got to see it when it happens.
Exactly. I mean, they gotta get their whole chemistry going. Let's see how far they go with it. See how they gel together. See if Kyrie comes back. It's a lot of storylines there. Um, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. What do we have?
We got 44-41, middle of the second quarter, Brooklyn up.
Yeah, I wonder if they got
Yeah.
KD on a minutes limit.
Well, no, this is the second end of a back to back. There's no way they can have a minutes limit with nobody on the damn team. So this is, I mean, they're gonna ride him till his, ankle falls off. Plus, Harden's on the way. He doesn't miss games. That's
Yeah.
the other caveat to this.
Hmm.
Kyrie and KD are gonna take days off. Now,
Hmm.
Harden is a guy that I think now with the other two, you can afford to give him some days off and allow them to play off each other because you don't have to ride these guys, 30 minutes a game, 35
Hmm.
minutes a game every night.
Hmm.
It's the surrounding roster that you really have to worry about. The Shamits, the Jeff Greens, the Bruce Browns.
Hmm.
Um, Maybe they can pick some guys up later on, the Jamal Crawfords. Um, I know he's sitting around. I know Beasley and Stevenson are sitting around. This three vets are going to want to flock onto this team.
Hmm.
Um, and,
Lance Stevenson coming back home.
I
Interesting.
mean, he's been out there. The G League had their draft, and Stevenson and Beasley weren't drafted. So,
That's.
considering all these postponements and fickle roster developments,
Hmm.
Crawford made a point that maybe you can add some of these G League players on as a taxi squad like MLB did.
Yes, I
Um,
like that idea.
have a rotating cast of players available, so that way you don't have to postpone with 7 or 8 players around every night. You have
Hmm.
these guys ready. The G League's in Orlando. That's the only issue you have. But if you have a day or two warning, it's definitely feasible.
Absolutely. That's a good idea. Actually, that's a really good idea. Why not? Then you can see somebody that catches on. I mean, you might get some star action out of it, man. Look at THT out of LA, man. He just came out of nowhere. They're like, okay, where did this guy come from? But a lot of guys want that chance, and they're playing harder than ever, man. They want to latch on. Hopefully, it's gonna be their big shot to actually get in the league and make a little bit of money for them and their family. Hey, plus play the game they love. Why not? Your dream is to get in the NBA. Why not give some guys a shot? Or guys that past their prime, like a Jamal Crawford. Hey, maybe he gets one more shot at a ring.
I mean, I really hope so,
Hmm.
because the NBA has to do something as far as these postponements are concerned.
Hmm.
It's looking really bad for them. It's a bad look. Only because the bubble was perfected, to now to try to work backwards, it just seems, you know, asinine. But
Hmm.
I understand that it was a mental breakdown for the most part with these guys in the bubble, so they're not as receptive to it as they were before.
Hmm. Yeah, it's just like, as you said before, well, before the podcast, you said something about LeBron basically saying, "No, we're not going back to the bubble," and I can see that his words just going right through the leader. And no, actually, he's right. We're not doing it. Well, these guys gotta, do a better job. I see why they put the rules in. I'm not a big fan because you're keeping guys away from their families, but you have to follow the protocols. Like just like we do, you can't go anywhere without masks and stuff like that. We follow it. I understand NBA players, you guys are gods among people, but you got to follow the same rules. You got people, cousins. Listen, intermediate family members. Your wife, your kids, fine. Cousins, second cousin, third cousins, your baby mama's uncle. No, no, get them out of here. You see them another day. Like just get a small circle. That's who's allowed, and then call it a day. Because we should have saw this coming that guys were going to take advantage of it. I'm like, "Oh, screw this. I'm going to see some ass, and I'm gonna get some and do what they got to do. And what happens? This
Yeah,
this this is what we get. And there
yeah.
was a lot of teams, man. What is Chicago, Philly, Boston, Washington? Who else we got that got put
Well,
on the
Orlando, Utah.
Orlando? Mm-hmm. Like, this is crazy, man. You can't. Wow, man. It's. Ugh.
Yeah, it's definitely a bad look for the NBA. They
Hmm.
maybe going for a 7 to 14 day pause, depending on how crazy this gets. I mean, it might come to that, but I guess we'll cross that road when it happens.
Hmm.
Um, Ricky, how you doing, Ricky? Big Bulls fan over there. Those guys are doing
Who?
well. Ricky Velasquez.
I know it is.
Oh,
Ricky.
Ricky. But we mentioned Harden's part of the deal. Let's look at Karis LeVert. He was traded to Houston, went over to Indiana for Oladipo. LeVert, I always said was a guy who I thought needed his own team because he wasn't going to shine as far as Kyrie and KD was concerned.
Hmm.
But you saw what he did as for when Kyrie was out. Put up 43 and 6, put up 20 and 7. Now he goes to an Indiana team with Sabonis, Brogdon. That team is loaded as well. Could use a playmaker, change of scenery. I don't see how his numbers won't drop. If
No.
anything, they might improve.
Yeah, absolutely. And plus Sabonis is a nice passer out of the post too, and Levert likes to shoot. He likes to shoot. But yeah, I like this. I like it for him. He's already on a team friendly contract, so Indiana's gonna like that. Like you said, Brogdon, Sabonis. You have a few other guys. Holiday, I believe he's still on the squad.
Hmm.
Aaron Holiday, nice shooter. So yeah, it's a nice, young team to be around, and it's gonna make it his team. That's his team. Well, him and Sabonis. I ain't gonna discredit Sabonis because he's putting in that work.
Yeah, early MVP candidate.
Did he get his
Um,
extension yet?
I'm not sure.
I don't think they paid him yet.
Uh, I know Levert has another 2 years.
Mhm. Mhm.
Uh, Jared Allen, I'm gonna really miss that guy.
Mhm.
Fro, we called him. Another big man going to Cleveland. Um, now, the Nets we didn't extend an offer to him, so he'll be a restricted free agent this coming off season. Now, the thinking is Brooklyn wasn't going to be able to afford him anyway,
Mm-mm.
so this was probably the only move they had. Um, Jared Allen, big defensive player, really came on in the bubble, really showed spurts this season. I always said he should have been the starting center. Um, 11 and 11 this year. Gonna do
Mhm.
big things out in Cleveland, out with Sexland and Kevin Love. So
Mhm.
I'm glad Jared Allen's going to get that opportunity to really shine.
Yeah, he should. Well, maybe with Andre Drummond still there, so you kind of. I think he still gets minutes though. I mean, he'll still get his minutes. Maybe they'll probably, let Drummond go and probably keep Allen because he might be a little bit, maybe a little bit cheaper, but that's going to get interesting. But it seems like well, you got Torian Prince, your guy, going there too,
Right.
and the Rockets. They got the haul. So what do you think about that? Like I said, it's your team that made the deals. I'm gonna let you coordinate this, and I'm gonna let you
The
do your thing.
the Rockets. Now, Oladipo, been for the past year and a half. You've been hearing he wants out of Indiana. He doesn't want to. He wants to stay in Indiana. He wants out. So that saga's finally over. Oladipo, when he's healthy, is a valued scorer in this league. He can score from anywhere. The problem is him staying on the court. Houston is a team that's full of players that's injury prone. Wall, Oladipo, Cousins. But this is also a team full of redemption. They're looking for to have a chip on their shoulder.
Mhm.
You hear it when you hear Cousins. You hear it when you hear Wall. So I expect Oladipo to go there and ball out. He's going to go in that starting lineup. If it's in your fantasy team, his numbers won't drop at all. The picks for Houston, they're going to go to Thunder route. This was the way to trade your superstar. You have to do this. You
Mhm.
know, they got a king's ransom for him. 4 first round picks for the next 4 years, and the next four with the ability to swap. They're
Mhm.
not protected, so Houston can stock up really fast.
Absolutely.
Uh, New coach. Uh, they were struggling beforehand. Losing big to the Lakers. Just bad chemistry all over the team. This it needed to happen.
Mhm.
Maybe this could be the spark plug that finally sets Houston off in a loaded West. Maybe they can reestablish themselves for that play-in position.
Yeah, I like the deal. I definitely like it for them. Well, Kurut, I don't know how much. Well, maybe he gets more minutes. I mean, maybe we can see what he can really do. You call him the, what do you call him? The Latvian what?
He's KP
Yeah,
Light.
Latvian. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't ever call him that again. Um, but yeah, Exum, he's been like a, oh, I don't know what to call him. He was supposed to be really good coming out, but his shot never really came around in Utah. He looks like he's becoming a nice little player now. He's okay on the defensive end. So let's see what they get out. He's still young. Let's not
Right.
forget he came into the league at a young age, and like Oladipo. Could this be his home? It's let's see how he responds there, being pretty much next to. And I like that backcourt. Though. I'm not even gonna lie. Him and Wall is a pretty interesting backcourt because they're not too ball dominant for the most part. John Wall, he'll take it to that, but he's really a good facilitator still. Let's not forget about that. So let's see with him and Oladipo how they feed off each other. Maybe they'll play like a Wall and Beal. So he's kind of used to playing. Wall is kind of used to playing with somebody like Oladipo. And can Cousins stay healthy? Who knows? And also, I was hearing something about PJ Tucker might be on the move. So that's going to be real interesting. Maybe you slide Roots up in that position and you get the whole youth movement going. And plus, you got Christian Wood doing this thing there. So that lineup is looking really interesting. And shout out to for Houston for actually getting probably what they wanted for that deal because they put it together really fast. So, like I said, shout out to Houston.
Yeah, the
Uptown.
only Houston team that was able to make a proper deal. Uh, Deshaun Watson probably on his way out. Maybe
Jets.
they're taking notes on how to get proper value.
Jets. But yeah, Houston definitely. I like it. I like the deal for them.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
a bit for like Kyrie is concerned.
Hmm.
Now his absence is still not explained. So there's a lot of
Yeah.
rumors floating. There's a lot of rumors floating around. Is it in response to the Capitol protest? Well, not even protest, but
Hmm.
a lot has been made about it. It would be nice to hear from him.
Hmm.
But do you think that, that he should like entertain the idea of retirement?
I actually, I had some discussions about this today, and sorry about that. I honestly think, and I'm gonna get real. If your heart is not into the game, retire. Barry Sanders did it. Like, let's say it was the losing, but you don't know what kind of mental state he was in from all of that, and he just, I don't want to do it anymore. But if Kyrie wants to be, activist, you really want to be out there in the field, go ahead and do it. If your heart is not in the game, don't continue to put on the front and say, "Oh, I'm just gonna do it for my team." Go through the whole, "Oh, I grew up a New Jersey fan, so I wanted to bring stuff to that culture. I wanted to be the one. I wanted to be J Kidd," and then you go and pull stuff like this. Would Jason Kidd would have done this to his team? I don't think so. A lot of guys, they want the position that you're in, and you have a platform. It's not like you don't have a platform to say anything. So why let that, affect what you're doing in your life? You can go on the court, you can do your thing, put on your sneakers, you can do so many things. And once again, if you're not feeling it, if you don't feel it in your heart, don't do it. Don't play, guy. Just retire. Just retire. Go off in the sunset. But now you're just making yourself look bad because you're going to parties. You're doing this in front, basically, while your team is just wondering what's going on. Maybe they said, yeah, they put out a little presser of, oh yeah, we know what's going on. You probably didn't. They probably told him the same day they put out that presser, and it's not a good look for him. It's really not a good look. And you kind of saw things like that in Boston because he seems like a me guy, which is really weird because he didn't seem like that until, I want to say, until that LeBron story really came out, and then he really started, backhanded LeBron every which way, and he just seems like a me guy now, which is, that's not cool.
I agree. Now, let's say that um, now he's gone out.
Mhm.
He's donated money. He's donated
Mhm.
time. But this team also bent over
Mhm.
backwards for you to accommodate every need that you had.
Mhm. Mhm.
What if he feels this strongly about it? They really need a unified front, um, because he's going after the wrong people. You know,
Yeah.
I, I always felt, if you feel this strongly about the cause, boycott
Mm.
the Olympics.
Exactly. You've said that plenty of times. Shut up. Gotta go to bed. Yeah, I agree. You said that plenty of times about it, and dude, do what you gotta do, but just don't do it right now. Like
Like,
you're.
yeah, like not showing up to work is not an option. It's a bad look. Nobody takes you seriously,
Mhm.
and you look like, well, I'm on my mood today, so you know
Mhm.
what? I'm not showing up. Never mind. It just discredits whatever you say.
Mhm.
Nobody's gonna take you seriously.
'Cause he's done it so many
And
times now.
yeah, it's really a bad look, man. And for his teammates to cover for him and then get traded afterwards,
Mhm.
I mean, what does that say?
Exactly.
Coach coach has no idea. GM has no idea.
Mhm.
And now if Kyrie comes back, yeah, I mean, Martin Luther King Day is coming up on Monday. I mean, I have a dream he'll be in the damn lineup by then. So
Facts. But,
he always wanted that third star. He's a third star. He's a third star. Show up to work. That's it.
mhm. You want to win a championship? You didn't want to. And it was a funny thing I always said about it, and I sound like a salty Knicks fan, but it was, oh, I don't want to go to the Knicks because it was so much trouble, and you know what's the word I'm looking for? So much. Come on, help me out here. She got me on my game.
Uh, uh,
Nonsense. It's more
well,
the
yeah,
nonsense part. Yeah, nonsense, chaos. Oh, I didn't want to go to the Knicks
by
because
the
of that, and
scrutiny.
because of the whole, yeah, whole bunch of that, and then you're bringing that towards your team. You're the one bringing that negativity. You're burning sage and getting negativity out of here. You need to burn it in your own home, guy. That's like, throwing stones at a glass house, which is
Yeah,
crazy. But you're just lucky enough to, have KD on your team. Now you got Harden on your team to kind of cover for that. Because imagine that with, like, say if KD would have went down, God forbid he goes down, and you're not showing up for the team, the Nets go from a perennial coming out of the East team to a lottery team, and then
hmm
everybody's going to be looking at you like, well, Kyrie, what's going on? What are you doing? and then he's putting more added pressure onto himself, and he got to get it together. Like I said, if it's mental, fine, take a break. But I don't. I honestly don't think it is. I really don't. I just think he's playing playing everybody for a fiddle, like playing everybody
Yeah,
for a game like a fiddle. Excuse me, and then playing guys like a freaking video game. It's
yeah,
bad.
yeah. And I'll say one more thing.
Hmm.
Now, I I know it's not all Knicks fans. It's a good portion of them. Let's say they didn't want Kyrie and KD. You're a bunch of damn liars.
I didn't.
Now,
I told you that.
yeah. Now you're gonna, you say, well, watch it all implode. If this happens, you trade all your picks. I promise you, once these championships go up, I'm gonna, you guys are not gonna hear the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you gotta go. You go with it. I said reason why I didn't want KD and Kyrie because it was mostly Kyrie because of I didn't know he was going to do this, but it was just
Yeah.
his vibe that he showed. I did not want him around anybody on this team. KD, absolutely, but once they said all the package deal, I was like, no, that's okay. But I
Yeah.
wasn't clamoring for him. But I don't clamor for play. Like I hardly clamor for players. Maybe Kawhi next year, maybe. But I don't clamor for guys because you just don't know. And plus, with all the trouble this team is going through, and with Dolan being the way he is, they're still
Hmm.
building. Nobody's gonna want to come here. Just like LeBron. Oh, we're gonna get LeBron. No, we're not. Just said it then. Oh, we should blow up the team for Melo. And you knew me back then too. I was against it because of what they would have done, blew up the team. Look
Hmm.
at us now. But yeah, you can't. I think you guys are going to be good. I'm going to go with the green thing. I think you guys still probably take the East. Now, if you don't, I will be shocked if you don't at least take the East. I don't championship. I don't know because Dinwiddie losing Dinwiddie is kind of tough,
Hmm.
and we don't know what the status of Kyrie. But if everybody's all in and say if Kyrie comes back and everything falls into place, you guys are taking the East. You're in the finals.
Fingers
Not too
crossed. Um, all we can do is hope. But looking at the Houston side of the trade,
bad.
the relationship between Wall, Harden, and Cousins. You know, Cousins came out today and said, "Well, I really just wanted to play with John Wall anyway." Harden, Harden just disrespected, the locker room, the process, the entire thing. Now, if Cousins is saying that to you, you really check yourself.
Uh huh. Absolutely, man. I wow. And I didn't even hear that. I heard like one part of it, but wow. Man.
Yeah, yeah, it was bad. I mean, you look at Harden; he came in out of shape.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, he came in, but and you're throwing the ball at teammates. You show up half-assed, and it's just a bad look here. It's such a bad precedent for stars who I'm all for player empowerment, but the
Hmm.
way these two guys went about it is totally wrong, and yet they got their desired result.
Hmm. I just you know me, man. You first you start pulling this. I'm like, you staying your ass on the team. I don't care what you could be miserable. You wanted to be here. You signed the extension. You don't know. I mean, you work for me. We'll figure it out, or do it in the off season. Go in the office. Like, listen, I don't want to be here anymore. But when you start causing all this riffraff, and you talking back and forth, and you made it known that you want to be traded, I've never been a fan. I don't care what sport it is. Keep every. That's what separates bad organizations, good organizations, and great ones. Because you would hardly hear any, like San Antonio. How many people was that? Well, Kawhi, that was towards the end, but you hardly heard, you know, I want out or this person went out of San Antonio and blah blah blah. They just kept it under wraps for the most part. But now just everything is out, and Houston just and James Harden just he made it into a whole other thing. We all knew you wanted out, going against the grain and talking about the GM and blah blah blah. Dude, just be quiet. Say you want to get traded. Do it in the off season. Get traded then, or figure something out. But like you said, the way they went about it was it's pretty disgusting. But it is what it is.
And at like some point, these players have to look in the mirror,
Mhm.
and take accountability because, like what we mentioned before, Kyrie had everything catered to him. He came home. bragged about being home and then decided to disappear for a birthday party. James Harden had, any player he wanted come to him. He had CP3, he had Westbrook. It pretty much kicked him and gave him money
Hmm.
until he decided, you know what, I'm going to throw it all away in the strip club. So at some point, these players got to look in the mirror and say, that enough is enough.
I just, yeah, stuff like that is, it just makes it look so bad on the league and making it seem like every star player is like that. You got a lot of humble guys that just, you stay on your team, you deal with it, and you see what happens. But a lot of guys aren't like that now. I understand you want to win your rings, but there's certain ways to go about it. You know, you sign with teams for 5 years, and then the second year into the deal, oh, well, I don't want to be here anymore. What do you expect? I mean, you
Yeah,
gotta have something. Do you have any input, or you just let things happen, and then when they don't go your way, oh well, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm gonna throw a fit. I'm gonna request a trade, and I'm gonna just bash everybody on my way out. Like, come on.
yeah. And you see they even let Harden back into practice because I'm pretty sure Cousins going to knock him out anyway. So that
Yeah, he was
chase
gonna wait.
chase him around for a bit, get him back in shape.
But yeah, I thought that was fake, man. As I saw him, like, oh wow, he did gain a lot of weight.
Yeah,
But hey,
it's a really really bad look over there. Um, got comments like, "Hey, how you doing, fellas? Malcolm joins us. Akil joins us. How you guys doing?" Um, another weird beef. Trey Young, John Collins. The Atlanta Hawks were hot. They were 4-1. Collins said he's not getting the ball. Trey's, taking too much air out of the ball, taking 15 free throws a game. They lose 4 out of 5. Do you think there's any credence to what John Collins is saying?
we'll see if he signs somewhere else in the offseason. But right now, I can see, like, watching the team, he does get frozen out a lot. A lot of his stuff is on his, putbacks, and he gets points like that. But Trey, he does average 9 assists per game. I heard some kind of merit, but he does take just the Steph Curry shots a lot. Like, dude, pass the ball. John, you have so much talent around. I can understand last year when he didn't have the talent that he had and John Collins was out. He played hero ball, but dude, don't play hero ball now. You got so much talent around you. John Collins, even Rondo when he plays, Bogdanovich, Herder, Capella, dude, Gallinari when he comes back. You got a lot of talent to be. Don't do it because now you're causing a rift between these guys. Of course they're gonna play, but I think it's causing a rift. I will say that you can tell in their games because they started off really good, like you said, and now they look, eh,
It's almost as if Trey is turning into James Harden. You
damn.
know, it,
I
it's
James Harden
sad
Jr.
look, man.
Hmm.
It, but Atlanta is it's flowing fast in the standings. They down to the 8th seed now. Um, they did win their last game after the confrontation, but hopefully Atlanta will get right back on track.
Hmm.
But yeah, we got to get John Collins involved, and like you said, he's a restricted free agent as well this year too, so
Yeah,
he
you
might
go
be
ahead.
on the move.
Yeah, you go ahead and mess around if you want. Hey, take Randall for. I'll take a young John Collins. Much as I love seeing Randall ball out now, give me John Collins in a second. I'm not kidding. But yeah, man,
Nah,
this season, this is gonna be wild. this,
yeah.
this is gonna be wild.
Um, so you mentioned Bogdanovich. He's he hurt his knee the other night, so he's going to be out for a bit. Gallinari is still out. Um, Westbrook out for a week with a quad.
Hmm.
Uh, Thomas Bryant tore his ACL, so he's out for the season. That was rough, man.
That hurt. That hurt me. I was like, oh, I saw him go down. I was watching the game. I'm like, I was Simba. I was. Get up, Thomas. Get up. Oh man. That was a bad fantasy update.
Colin
Very
Sexton
bad.
has been out for a few days. Uh, Ben Simmons, he hurt his knee the other night, but he came back last night.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, any and with all the postponements, do you have any players that you would look to in fantasy as far as pickups or uh,
Hmm.
guys who might make a difference?
I would say that could make a difference. Guard wise, I would go Cole Anthony, of course, because
Hmm.
you can pick him up because with Markel Fultz going down. Um, who else we got? Hold on, let me get it because I have a list actually. Bear with me. I did. I wrote a freaking list because my memory is shot. You have Brown from the Nets because you don't know when
Hmm.
Kyrie's coming back, so he'll get in there. Um, you guys maybe a Kelly Olynyk. You can pick him up.
Right.
He stretches the floor. Shake Milton goes down, so if that kind of sucks, you can pick up George. George, I'll do whatever I want to. Hill. Um, Danny, I got 3 rings green. He'll get you a few 3 pointers. You can actually do that. Bismack, Biombo. I mean, I didn't know he got that much burn until I saw him on the floor that much. He can get you rebounds, blocks. He won't score much, but he can hold it down for a center. I mean, maybe Yogi Ferrell get burned. Um, Nas Reed from
Hmm.
Minnesota. They don't. They put him in here and there, so good luck to that. Maybe Thad Young can give you
Right.
some. You got guys like Robert Covington, maybe Jeff Green. You got guys out there. It's a lot of guys, but I don't think you're going to get the production you're looking for. This is just a hope and pray they give you a little bit until your guy comes back. If he comes back this season, like me, because with Thomas Bryant, I think I got Enos Cantor, and hopefully he can put up some good numbers for me. Unless I dropped him, I can't remember. But yeah, those are your guys. There's not much out there. It's really bare. This is the season
Hmm.
that you really gotta look for guys. You dig in, and hopefully you find a diamond in the rough, and that's about it. It's not much. Because when John
Yeah.
Morant, I lost him too. So
Dang.
yes, good.
So yeah, if anybody was listening last week, we mentioned Tyrese Maxey, we mentioned Peyton Pritchard, and
Hmm.
Maxey put up a 39 spot the other night. He's been playing
Hmm.
really well. Uh, Josh Jackson of the Pistons,
Hmm.
Sadiq Bey, if you're paying attention out there for the forwards, Precious Achua,
Hmm.
getting some run now that Bam is on health and safety protocols. But look around for those guys. Really roster filler spots if you're out there. Um, my good friend Brian, he asked, you mentioned George Hill.
Hmm.
The and it's a topic that kind of brought up his question. Did you think the lack of access to things is affecting these players?
Uh, it could be, but it's a lot different this time because of where it is and the whole dynamic of it. So you really can't use that this time. I won't say can't really. Well, you won't. No, I'm gonna just do this. You won't use it this time because it's completely different.
Hmm.
But I mean, just to be so standoffish. Well, I want to see my family. I'm gonna see my family. Do what you got to do, but it's a way to go about it. Once again, you have a job like everybody else. That's your job. You gotta figure out how to do it, how to go away about it, and not sound like an a hole about it because he just came off and well, I'm going to see him if I want to, and blah blah blah. Come on, guy.
Yeah, like so MLB season, NFL, they all had the opt out ability. I'm pretty sure the NBA also has an opt out ability, the ability to opt out.
Hmm.
It looks out of touch. It, I wouldn't say that the lack of access is affecting these players either because they're not isolated or restricted in a bubble, which is why they don't want to go back into it.
Hmm.
But you also can't go to the fact, well, yeah, I can't see my family. No, yeah, you can. You have that ability to.
Hmm.
Everybody does. You know, well, Lillard made the point that everybody is sacrificing here. If everybody can see that, but when you're dealing with multi-million dollars, it's Sometimes it's hard to face reality. You're not in touch with the common man.
Absolutely. I mean, we make that. I mean, we make 10,000. They making freaking hundred thousands, millions. So it's definitely completely like we gotta go to work. These guys, I might go to work. I don't feel like it, but you're still getting paid though. There's nothing in your contract saying you won't get paid if you not playing, like a Kyrie situation. He's still getting paid. They ain't
Yeah,
docking this pay. I mean, so
no,
he's good.
yeah, he's definitely good. So it also brings up the point
Mhm,
with the league possibly going to a 7 to 14 day pause, but they're implementing rules that really doesn't make any sense. It
mhm,
defies logic.
mhm.
Uh, no, we can foul each other, but we can't, handshake. We got an elbow bump.
What the
Uh, Road bubbles, no visitors. I mean, IG model's your cousin, so that's out the window.
I mean, yeah, I see what they're trying to do, but it during the season now, you should have tried to make up these rules before everything started, and then maybe it would have made more sense that they had more time to think about it if they did. I don't know what they went over in these meetings, but I think if anything, it's just gonna make it worse. So the 7 to 14 day pause might be the best way to go in my eyes. I don't know about you, but um, yeah, just pause it and see where you are because every day, man, we got like half a half a team's freaking going out. You're like, 8 guys on the team, and then injuries already piling up. It's just more crap after crap, and you know what might happen after a certain while.
Yeah, it may come to the inevitability that they're just going to have to do regional
Oh,
bubbles,
hmm
and they, they're going to be faced with a choice of either going to the bubble and get paid or
hmm
deal with the non-payment and the heavy scrutiny of postponement. So the league is in a tough spot.
hmm Very.
Um, we did have some very good news coming out the week. The Ball brothers, they finally faced off for the first time. LaMelo got his triple double, youngest player ever. Really good to see.
hmm
Um, Oklahoma City Thunder came in, swept the New York scene. S,
Damn sure did.
mentioned in the comment section, SGA was just killing guys here. Hamidou Diallo and how Al Horford looked like an actual NBA player. So I was shocked.
I agree, man. They came through like freaking gangbusters and swept through like COVID swept through NYC. Um, but they, but yeah, they put it on him. Diallo coming back. He's a New York native, left rack, I believe, and yeah, they just balled out, man. It was crazy. But I have a few surging teams. If you want to go over that, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, we got some surging teams that I picked. I got the Mavericks. The Mavericks are freaking. They're starting to tighten it up now. Luka Doncic, he's doing his thing. Carlisle actually switched his lineup. He put Maxi Kleber and Willie Cauley Stein in the lineup, and they looked a lot better because they, putting Tim Hardaway on the bench. My twin. He's chucking up those shots again. Recall us sit your ass down. You're doing too much. But after a 2-0 start, they went 3-0, and so, hey, they're doing their thing. I got the Nuggets. Another one that came to New York and just said, nah. But the Nets beat
well,
no, the Nets beat them. Excuse me. They
yeah,
whipped on them. Yeah, my bad. They whipped on the Knicks. Excuse me. But they
to get
whipped
that
on the
straight.
Knicks. Excuse me. No, no, but they took care of the Knicks. They beat the Wolves. Blah blah blah. I mean, they took on the 76ers team. They were kind of they were weakened, but Jokic has been holding it down, averaging 27, 11, and 6 assists, which is, and plus Murray's not playing his best, and plus MPJ is wasn't in the line. I think he's hurt, or if he's going with
No,
the protocol,
he's still out with the protocol. Yeah.
excuse me. But Yeah, Jokic he's showing MVP numbers. He might be up there this year. Then you got your a team that you talked about was the Spurs. They almost had a perfect week, but they lost to Minnesota. But I give it to DeMar DeRozan. He has been playing the playmaker role to a T, and he's doing his thing. And plus, Dejounte Murray, he's doing his thing. And plus, they got Derek White coming back. I can't stand his hair and his hairline. Um, but no, he's coming back. And back to DeRozan, he's averaging 7 assists per game, which is really good. And the Spurs, because they beat the Clippers and the Lakers, so that team could be tough, man. You never know. The Spurs, the Becky Hammond slash, Coach Pop effect still in there. So I like to see that. And I told Tyler I would do this. I got to shout out the Hornets because I think I might have picked them for my playoff team, or they were going to be close. So I'm gonna give a shout out to them. Gordon Hayward, he told the Knicks y'all should have signed me because he put up 28 in that first half, and then he was laughing and won, smiling at people. I was like, damn, this is kind of messed up. Maybe we should have signed him. Averages 25 a game on 41% shooting from three. LaMelo Ball, he's been averaging during the week 14, 9 assists, 8.5 assists, and as you alluded to, he was the youngest player ever to record a triple double. So shout out to the Hornets, they're looking good, and Scary Terry is looking good as well. Another possible Nick trade candidate if it does happen, because Lord knows we need some guards now.
Yeah, I was big on Charlotte, the Gordon Hayward contract. I mentioned it as a comparison to Jason Worth in baseball, a vet
Hmm.
going to a young team, showing them how to win, and now they've won four of their last five and starting to trend upwards.
Hmm.
Our good friend Ricky mentioned the Bulls. Now,
Who?
that
Who?
that team that team out of Chicago,
Oh, all right, gotcha.
they have looked better the past 2 weeks. Kobe White went off. Zach Levine is really going off.
My
They're
guy.
competing. They're competing with the upper echelon teams, but now they're on the trend where they have to figure out how to win.
Hmm.
Uh, they had a close one against the Clippers. Levine hit 10 threes, had 45 points in that duel with Kawhi, but they're offensively looking better. Defense in this league is completely optional, but the Chicago Bulls, I think, are trending upwards. They're getting marketing back will I,
Hmm.
I think, put them over the hump. But I still think they get into that play-in game.
It's a good pick. I mean, they have all the talent in the world, and they Zach Levine's he's playing like an all star. I think he should be an all star this year. Well, I don't think they will have the all star game, but talking as they might if they have one, doubt it. But he's putting up all star numbers, and marketing is big. He just has to stay healthy. Come on, give him most of the season without staying on the shelf for a long period of time, and they would be really good. I don't know how Patrick Williams is doing. I haven't been paying attention to it. Um, but yeah, Kobe White, that kid can play. He can ball.
Mhm.
He can shoot. He can pass it. Um, but yeah, they have a lot of talent, so I can see that happening. But my eyes on Charlotte though, because I think they might sneak up on some people, especially with Lamelo Ball playing like the rookie of the year. Sky's the limit
Yeah,
for that team.
yeah. The Warriors have played well. Curry and the emergence of Draymond Green. He's
Hmm.
his double single is making a real impact. Uh, the Washington Wizards are just looking like, I mean, they looking god awful. Uh,
Hmm.
Beal's putting up his 60, but like you said, you can't guard a parked car.
I, man, it's bad. I mean, this is another team. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm excited to watch this team. That I'm watching them going, ugh.
Yeah,
But yeah, when the Knicks are a top defensive team, you know something going on. Because Washington got a hell of a better defensive player than we do, I think. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, it's once again it's early. It's 2 weeks into the season. I'm not going to put too much stock into it because there's a lot of parts there. Westbrook, he has to get healthy, and then all the other young guys. Denis Avdija, he looks really good from what I've seen. I mean, at the end of the game, I want to say Sunday. I mean, he had like three threes in a row. I didn't know he could shoot like that, but he looked pretty good. Sucks. Thomas Bryant is going to be huge. It is a huge loss, and now they're going to have to scrummage because Hachimura, he'll get you. He can get down on the boards, but he's coming back from injuries. Bertan's not really a defensive guy. He's a stand out on the 3 point line, give me the ball, let me chuck it up at a high clip. But yeah, they're looking bad right now. So horrible. But the Warriors, they're definitely, like I said, trended up. I want to go back to them James Wiseman. If Kelly Oubre would learn how to hit a shot, they would be pretty good. Because what is he shooting like 15%?
Yeah, we saw a crazy stat where if they're 19th, but if Oubre never took a three, they'd be fourth. So
Oh man, that's terrible. I don't know. Maybe he needs to cut his hair or something. I don't know. I mean, it worked. It worked while Steph took it out and then went back to his old dude. Maybe that might help him. Cut your hair down a little bit, braid it, maybe reverse something. I don't know, but yeah, he got to start hitting his shots. It ain't pretty.
I mean, you thought it worked for Alfred Payton, but his shot still sucks.
I'm telling you, every time he shoots the ball, you can't shoot. Every time. I don't know what he's thinking. If I'm Thibodeau, I don't care if he's a freaking vet guard. Put him on the bench every time he shoots. And I don't know if you ever saw Celtic Pride, but it was when the big, the big freaking Russian guy every time he's like, "You shoot the ball one more time, you're gonna be deported. You even think about shooting?" That's me and Alfred Payton. Uh, Oh man, I just can't. I can't stand him. I really can't. I can't deal. I can't deal with this non-guard play. It's making me sick. Like, I like Austin Rivers. That's my boy and all. But Alfred Payton, I don't care. Put Dennis Smith there. I don't care at this point. Just wait. That might be worse. Never mind. I'm sorry. Sorry, Knicks fans. That might be worse. I mean, go get Terry Rozier or something. They got a point guard now. At least we know he could score. I mean, Frank's hurt, so we can't do anything else. So we're pretty much screwed when it comes to guard play. And in this league, you need guard play, which the Nets have now, so must be nice. So
Yeah,
I'm talking about James
it's
Harden.
not bad. No, it's not bad. You know, you mentioned the guard play. We're going to mention the forward play. Sabonis had a 2020 game this week. He's been going off. Uh, Drummond had another 2020 game this week. Matter of fact, they had on the same day.
Hmm.
So those guys have been really good. But uh, who I've really been impressed with, and I said was going to be a sneaky MVP candidate, Joel
Hmm.
Embiid,
Good call. 40. He dropped what? 45.
45 and 16 last night.
Yeah, Joel Embiid is doing it. He's doing his thing. That guy, like you always been high on him. I've been good with him as long as he stays healthy. You talk about footwork wise, him and Jokic. I mean, it's close. Um, but yeah, he put the work on him, man. He does everything on the floor. It's Joel Embiid is one to watch. He's really fun to watch once you get into him and watch him play. So I can see him being up there for MVP. Um, I'm really surprised they didn't trade for Harden. No, that's was the surprising part because that would have been really interesting if they would have let go of Simmons. I think I would have let go of Simmons because his injuries are starting to. I don't know if it's starting to worry him, but I think they could. I think honestly they had a deal in place, but they didn't really want to deal with Simmons because they didn't know what his injuries were going to look like. And plus, once again, he has the Alfred Payton. He can't shoot.
So it's funny you mentioned that. So apparently the proposed trade was Simmons, Thibault, Maxey, and a few picks, but
Mm,
Philly said it was too much, and they declined it, and that's how Harden ends up in Brooklyn.
mm. Yeah, I figured Philly was first on the list though.
Yeah, I always thought Harden and Embiid would be a lethal combination, but
Mm,
I'm glad it didn't happen because
mm-hmm.
Embiid is looking, like I said, like an MVP candidate, and Harden and Embiid at the free throw line, inside outside game would have just been too much to deal with.
Oh yeah. Let's take a break for a second. Who the hell is Reggie Perry? I
Well,
never heard of him in my life.
Reggie Perry was the first round draft pick of the Nets. No, second round pick. Uh, took a flyer on him. Big double guy. Really showing some quickness and athleticism, more than we
Hmm.
can say for Jordan. So hopefully he gets some run.
I don't know. He got 11 points. He's 5 for 7 from the field. So hey, man, doing better than Jordan already. Look at him go. Go ahead, young man. This game is looking ugly.
Yeah,
Tom
kind of
Thibodeau
want
about to
to.
heart attack.
My man TLC going off is now 90-71, going towards the end of the third quarter. So Brooklyn doing Brooklyn things. The Knicks, well,
Well, I mean, we knew they were gonna come down to earth. But let's be real. I mean, it was nice to see him win. Hey, Kevin Knox with open three. Hey, he makes it. Kevin Knox is starting to show some nice, you know, form and stuff from three, and he's showing his little strides that he's making. But still got to play defense. Still got to act like you're 6'8" and get to the rim. But I don't want to get too much into it because then I'll start ranting. Um, but yeah, Brooklyn's beating up on us, which I kind of expected. I said a 10-point loss, but quickly like he can't hit a floater. I thought guards.
no,
Jeez, I've seen him throwing that up like 80 times again. Peyton's another one. He tries
mhm.
the floater. It's like throwing a baseball. I mean, it clunks. It's just looking at it. Yeah, he makes me sick. Anyway, uh, but Brooklyn, yeah, this is all about Brooklyn today, man. This is the Brooklyn step back. They just blew up the basketball world, man.
Facts.
Fucking crazy, man. But
So
definitely, oh yeah,
we're gonna go through our new segment, jams week, facials.
damn right. Yes, serves up a facial. Marv Albert, man. Yeah, look a mask, Kawhi. I don't know what the hell that is. You know, cover your mouth or something. I don't know. Look at that. Look at Kawhi, the claw. He ain't want nothing to do with that. I don't know who that was. I tried to catch him,
No, it was a bad look. Here, we got CJ to airplane mode. Derrick Jones Jr. taking flight.
but yeah, there it is. That guy can get up there. I think he takes off just further from the rim than he has to just to do it,
Yeah,
just to make it look cool. Yeah, but yeah, we got over here. Is that Embiid with the post down? Yeah, no, was it? Yes, it was. Yeah. That footwork, as we talked about. Look at it. Boom, over the shoulder. Thanks, Harden. I mean, I mean, nah, he'll get back into
oh,
shape though.
that was over
But
to Nwaba.
yeah, that was another.
He
Oh,
named Nwaba.
yeah, look at him.
Here is I forgot. There's a bench player on the Magic. Kaheem Birch. There you
Who he play for?
go. Kaheem Birch with the putback slam. I mean, he got up high for that one.
Yeah, he did. He cocked it back too. That was awesome. But that was good. Here we go. A1 from day one with the baseline jam. Still lost, but uh, but yeah, he's another one. I mean, he's definitely a top pick for a reason. He's looking good. And who we got? Miles Bridges
It,
knocking down. Look at that.
yeah,
Oh,
Miles
he
Bridges got up there for this one.
yes he did. That's who I wanted instead of either him BJ or MPJ or him. But of course, I can't have what I want ever. But yeah, he definitely got up. That guy has major ups.
We got another one, same game for Miles Bridges showing the hops. Again,
Hmm.
the Hornets were showing some fight this week, and Bridges is part of that young team. Really, really taking off.
Oh, for sure. He's definitely showed a lot of improvement in his game. 3-point shot, we already know his athleticism. You already know where that was, so it's good to see him doing his thing.
Ooh, Zion
Yeah,
just putting a poster on Bismack here. You put
yeah, he
Bismack on your guy, and
did.
oh no, that was PJ Washington. Still,
Yeah,
it's still
doesn't
nasty
matter.
for
Yeah, Zion when he dunks hard, man. It's yeah, look at that.
Got
That
Bogdan
super dunk?
Bogdanovic. No,
Was
that's
that oh
Bogdanovic.
Bogdan? Oh, okay. I was about to say, what is going on? Yeah, I had to witness this one. He just said, let's go down the lane.
Yeah, the Knicks defense was non-existent here. Diallo and the Thunder really took storm in New York, and just
Hmm.
really took off here.
Absolutely, former dunk champion for a reason. Taking flight at home. Knicks, little downfall. Maybe looking towards the lottery. Oh, Kevin Durant's killing us. No wonder. I was wondering. I'm like, Kevin Durant got to be playing because the way they scoring. Yeah, he loves coming to New York and killing. Staying home and killing us. I'm saying coming to New York, but coming to the Garden and killing us. A nice alley oop to was that Christian Wood?
Yep, last pass Hart never threw.
But you
Then
don't
you
hear
got
about the Bucks too much.
no, the Bucks are just going about their business. Giannis is dunking on people, but in this game here, the Bucks lost by over 15 points, and they lost to the Knicks as well. So the
Hmm.
Bucks are relying more on Chris Middleton, but in the end, they're going to be right in the thick of things in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, you got Holmes with a nice little dish and the slam. I mean, the Kings, they're looking fun. I mean,
Yeah, the Kings right now are 5-6. They're right in that 9-10 range. So
hmm
uh, they beat some good teams earlier in the season. They're uh, sticking around. Fox and Heald,
hmm
Marvin Bagley's actually stayed on the floor, so it's a good look for them.
oh, let's run that back. He went behind the back. Let's see that again. Run that back to the Joker. I'm more concerned about the pass. That was precision. Look at him.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was nice.
yeah, Joker in that MVP discussion as well. Really doing big things for my fantasy team, so I thank him.
Yeah, it was smart not letting him go. That's Monte Morris, I take it.
Hmm.
Look at him go. That's another reason they let go of Beasley because Monte Morris can fill it up as well. Um, but yeah, look at that again. Nice trailer.
Definitely. Here goes your man Terry Rozier, scary Terry crossing
Yeah,
up
yeah,
JC
buddy.
at the top of the key, and Terry has been on a few highlights this year,
Hmm.
really showing his stuff. And you know, the contract is
Yeah,
awful, but like you say, the Knicks need the guard play.
they need him. I'll be getting on that phone like, hey, come on. He plays defense too. And yeah, shout out to the Suns who their game got Oladipo with a little bit of spring, maybe getting it back.
Yeah, like we mentioned before, good move for the Rockets, change the scenery for Oladipo, and he's showing his spring going up another flight on the elevator.
Mm. Yeah, look at him. Look at him go. Looking good on that dunk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
R&B guy can get up.
Houston coming to Toyota Center year you.
Sun out arenas.
Look at him. Yeah, look at him.
Yeah, uh, Mikael Bridges had a business decision side, put his hand down. He wanted no parts of it.
Nah, he wasn't. He wasn't doing that. Yeah, look at him. Go ahead. Go ahead, Martin.
Cody Martin,
Okay, I was about to
another
go.
another Charlotte Hornet.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are fast. They're high jumpers and
Mm-hmm. They got
posterized.
twins. They got twins too. His brother Caleb. He's on the
Yep,
squad too. They both can shoot. Both athletic guys. I mean, the Hornets are into something.
most
Who that?
definitely.
Who that?
Keldon Johnson, San Antonio
Yeah.
Spurs.
Remember that name? I like that
Really,
kid.
really played well this season.
Hmm. He showed up a little bit in the bubble, so he got noticed a little bit last year. But Spurs doing Spurs things, getting young guys to come in and produce, and Pop keeps going, man. He knows. He has a great staff over there. I mentioned Becky Hammond, and with Derek White, Murray, Kelvin Johnson now, Aldridge. Father seems like Father. He's been around forever now. Um, Aldridge is another one I get pissed off when I think about. Could have signed him. They wanted to try to make him play center. He said, "Oh hell no, I'm not coming." Before that, the whole deal. Knicks made another dumb trade. I can't remember because it irritates me. But yeah, let's not get into the Knicks again because they so many deals that they effed up and
Yeah,
ruined my
yeah,
childhood
yeah. It'll just make your head spin.
a little bit.
Um, so right now, Knicks are down 18. Started the fourth quarter. So see, we'll hold on to this here. We're gonna close out real fast. I
Mhm.
know we forgot it last week, but the passing of Paul Westphal,
Mhm.
longtime
Crazy.
head coach of the Suns,
Mhm.
um, played for the Suns, played for the Sonics, played for the Celtics, and the Knicks as well. So um, inducted in the Hall of Fame 2019. Uh, Member of the basketball community lost.
Mhm.
Have any thoughts on Paul Westphal?
Absolutely. Good player, great coach. My condolences go out to his family. Um, it's crazy. 12 years as a player, over 30 coaching. You know, he won a championship with the Celtics in '74. He led that 92, 93 Suns team to the finals. A lot of accomplishments. Um, just a great all-around coach, great all-around guy from what I heard. It's just sad, man. It's F cancer, as I always say. It's just it always finds a way. It's somebody. But 2021 is starting off crappy as well. But hey, man, we gotta keep on going. But definitely RIP Paul Westphal. You will be missed by the basketball community, and probably watch a few of those Suns games in your memory.
Yeah,
So,
no
for the
doubt,
Bucks,
man.
fucking Bulls.
But it's been another good week. I'm looking forward to see how this team looks like. We got Martin Luther King Day on Monday. Um, Big event for the NBA. You got 5 games going on, but much deeper is the meaning of the day. Glad we finally got it off. Long overdue,
Mm-hmm.
but it's until that time, you can always catch. We have the Work Shoot podcast tomorrow in Wrestling Life Thursday night. Corey Richmond, Jason Brooks. It's Royal Rumble month. Drew McIntyre got COVID, so
Mm-hmm.
go figure.
You do with
Uh,
Goldberg. Ugh.
ugh. Uh, Donk City Monday. They were on this past Monday with the recent trade of Francisco Lindor and Carrasco to the Mets. So shout out to the Blue and Orange.
Damn right.
Um, they they made the move of the off season. They're looking good. They covered it this past Monday. I think they're off this coming Monday. Decided to
Mm-hmm.
take observe MLK Day.
Absolutely. Hell of a job, guys. Look at you go.
Yeah, always for the cause.
Damn right.
You can catch those guys Monday night, 7 p.m. Uh, Baseball Life, Donk City. Total Bases Podcast, Felipe Malicio, Sean Connor Flannery, covering the fantasy baseball world. Sunday mornings, 11 a.m. And uh, Tuesday nights, The Audible, Grammy nominated, Academy Award winning, Emmy nominated. Football Life presents The Audible, covering the divisional weekend of the NFL. It's a shame we don't get another Nickelodeon broadcast. That was awesome.
That was pretty cool.
But those guys do an awesome job. You can catch those guys Tuesday nights. You can catch us back next week covering week 4. Life Group Podcast on the YouTube network,
Absolutely.
Spotify, Anchor, Apple, however you receive your podcast. Subscribe to the Life Group Podcast Network, and you can catch our previous episodes as well as this one. But
Absolutely.
you see, you got the KP jersey on. He makes his return tonight.
Damn right. Damn right I did it. He might be soft, but he was our unicorn. God damn it. Bastard. I hate you, Phil. Now let me take this record. I hate you, Phil. You ruined my childhood. I had to see you during my whole childhood. MJ, Bulls, kiss my ass. I hope y'all never get good again. And then you F up KP. I mean, he was fine. He would have got over it. We could have had our nice power forward, and you messed it up. I don't care if he tore his ACL. He would have been back. We got DSJ and we got 2 first-round draft picks. Wasn't enough. DSJ is on the end of a bench right now. Can't shoot. Can't defend. Thanks, Phil. We appreciate it. But anyway, check out the other podcasts. You guys are doing great. Ha 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 to Matt because your Bears lost. Doing ha ha. But no, but seriously though, these guys do a great job. Yes. Also the Mets, Lindor, Carrasco. We coming for that NL East. Feels good to have a superstar right there. Another one. Um, but yeah, check out the other podcasts. Guys are doing great. Oh, I gotta listen to Dong City actually. Definitely gonna check you guys out. I gotta check out all the other podcasts. I came back this week. I didn't really get into it like I usually do, but yeah, F Phil. Stay your ass in Montana. Sorry, not sorry. Damn, I'm getting ass whipped
Yeah.
every which way but
Oh,
loose.
oh my. On that note, uh, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for listening. And we'll catch you guys next week. And until then, blow out.